I've been pushing away everybody I love. I don't know what to do, need a sign from above. I just want to be somebody who knows how to behave, but I'm not even close. Won't you save, 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 save me? Won't you save, 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 save me?
Hi everyone. So today I wanted to do an energy coaching session around a really amazing topic that is actually probably one of my favorite topics, because ever since I discovered this topic, it changed my life, and it really helped me understand what is the real motivator in my life. What is it that moves me? What is it that allows me to move forward in a way that is organic and fluid and unforceful? Okay, so you're probably wondering what that is. It's called flow state. And if you've never heard of that word before, it's exactly the way it sounds. It's flow. It's about the way that you flow with life. And if you think about it, you are 70% water. And water, what does it need to do? It needs to move or flow. So when we're flowing and something comes in our way and stops us, we call that resistance. And resistance is what blocks us from being able to move forward in life, from being able to go with our flow. So let's start by talking about what is flow state. What is it exactly? Flow state is that thing that makes you jump out of bed every morning, that you are excited to do, that you wake up in the morning, it's the first thing that comes to mind. You're like, yeah, I can't wait to do that. It could be a job, it could be a hobby, it could be anything that gives you excitation or excitement. It's that thing that you can do it for hours and hours without thinking about food, without thinking about pain, without thinking about stress, and without thinking about time. And you can do it over and over again, and for as many hours as possible, and on the littlest fuel possible. And that's what's really exciting about it, is that because it's such an efficient form of fuel that and it doesn't require any money. You don't have to eat to get it. You don't have to it doesn't require time. It's just something that's so organic and so within. And the other thing that I really love about flow state that a lot of people may not talk about when they talk about flow state is when you're trying to get over something like an addiction or try something new. When flow state is involved, it makes it very, very less difficult to do whatever it is that you're trying to do, that certain task. And the reason why you don't need a lot of fuel is because passion is something that it's like a heat or a fuel that we create in our belly. It's that feeling of movement that makes you so darn excited that you can't even contain it, if you know what I mean. And flow state really means to move yourself in a way that you lose yourself. So I always say that when we're going to do something that requires flow state, we really do require the 3 H's, and that is the head, the heart, and the hand. So the head being your intention, the heart being your passion or what you love, and the hand being service to others. So the quote becomes, I lose myself let's start again. I find myself when I lose myself in the service to others. I find myself when I lose myself in the service to others. And how beautiful does that sound? So today I wanted to teach you how to manage your energy in a way that you can really use it and hone in on it to be able to create that flow. How do you create that fuel or that energy to be able to, not have to think about pain and not have to think about food and stress. And, if you want to lose weight or if you want to quit an addiction or whatever it is, this is how you do it. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is your why. Whatever it is that you love to do, what is it that you were put on this earth to do? You're a gift. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to offer you one of my videos that I've created for my retreat, actually, and it is called the Life Purpose Meditation. And if you're not sure what it is that you were meant to do, I want you to listen to this meditation, because this meditation will walk you through the steps to help you figure out what exactly is it that that allows you to be in flow. And just so you know, flow is actually so it's so sought after by not just individuals but big companies, because employers realize that when their employees are actually in the state of flow, they are much more efficient, because again, they're not thinking about food, they're not thinking about pain, they're not thinking about stress, they're in the moment. And when you're in the moment, right, and you're not giving your energy to all those other things, then your energy is actually all of it, 100% of it, being focused on one individual thing, and that is your purpose. And when all of your energy is focused on one individual thing, guess what? That is when you heal, right? So think about when you sleep. When you're sleeping, you're also not giving your energy to anything else other than sleep and healing. So it is honestly the closest thing to sleep. It's almost like meditation. So when I'm creating, whether it's, yoga or my jewelry, and even when I do massage on people, I really do lose myself into the service to others by, being so focused and so excited about what it is that I'm creating. And that is my flow. And the way that I, realize what that is through this exact course of, that I'm going to share with you in this video, or in this life purpose video, this meditation. I really want you to listen to it and then come back to this video that I'm about to teach you. Okay, so knowing what your why is, and like I said, if you don't know what that is, watch the free video on life purpose and find out what that is first. Because when you find out what your why is, then you'll be able to know what your goal is. So a lot of times people think that they know what their why is. They're like, well, I really want to be a millionaire, or I really want to have my dream home, or I really want to travel, or I really want to have a firm, fit body. And those are all great things. Those are all great goals. But what you have to know is what are you attached to? And I hate to use that word, because attachment isn't something that we want to be. We don't want to be attached to anything, but we want to have a reason. We want to have a why, and that is a feeling. So rather than it being money or a good body or a thing, like a physical, tangible thing, we really want to think about what is the feeling that I get when I have it. Okay, so if you had that perfect body or that chiseled body, like what is it that you're going to feel? It could be healthier, it could be more energy and time spent with your children, it could be better self-esteem. And so those are the things that you want to be attached to. Now the other thing that you want to be attached to is the process. So a lot of times people say, well, I want to have that perfect body because I want to feel good, I want to have more energy, and then they get there and they start to do whatever it is that takes to do it, and they go, you know what, I hate this. And they sit there and they talk about how much they hate it and can't wait till it's over. And then what you're doing is you're giving your energy to the negative part of what it is that you're doing. And you're saying, well, I don't want to do it. So 50% of your energy is going to, I hate this. And only 50% of your energy is going towards putting the energy towards doing it. So we don't want to do that. We want to love the process so that we can focus 100% of our energy on our why. And then from there, if there's a service to others, like watching your kids and having more energy for them and being able to spend time with your family, as far as I'm concerned, that's a really perfect why. If your intention is to build a big house, right? What is your why? It's not to have that house. Or if it's to be a millionaire, it's not to have that money. No, there should be something more. There should be a feeling or a service to others that comes with that. All of the other things, right, are going to be sort of like icing on the cake. It's sort of going to be like the bonus at the end. So just know what your why is. Okay, and then the 3 H's: the head, what's your intention? The heart, what is it that you love, your passion, and then the service to others. How is it going to help somebody else? Okay, and then the next thing I want to talk about is we talked about those 3 H's, but now we're going to talk about what are the 3 E's. Now this is really important, and I'll let you know that I worked for government for 22 years, and in that time I worked for the welfare department. I did a lot of different jobs because I get bored easy, and I really need to have that excitation. I really need to be in the flow. I'm not able to just fall back and be complacent with what I'm doing. I've always been that person that goes after that excitation or that passion within, and so that's why it's been pretty easy for me to sort of find that, because once you've done it once, you know what it feels like and you can continue. So while I worked for government, I did a lot of different jobs. I'm not going to go over all the different jobs that I did, but there were certain ones that I was in the flow, and then there were certain ones that I really wasn't in the flow. And I knew what that was because I'd be looking at the clock all day and waiting for, the day to be over. And honestly, what a horrible way to spend any time, right? That is not flow at all. I basically would spend 8 hours a day in full-on resistance. And honestly, I feel like that was a waste of my life being there. So once I found out what my flow was, I was able to direct my energy towards that. Now, there's a misconception that, in order to be able to make money or to be able to be happy, we have to work really hard. And that's not true. So whatever your hobby is, whatever it is that you love to do, that is something that you can, create a flow state with. So think about that. Okay, so let's talk about the 3 E's. So we have the element, we have the environment, and then we have the energy. Okay, so think about the element. I want you to think about the 5 elements. Okay, so there's 5 of them. We have water, we have earth, we have fire, we have metal, and we have wood. Okay, so you don't have to memorize those. But what you need to understand is that we know what those 5 elements do. We know that fire is hot. We know that it can become unmanageable and get out of hand. We know, that it's red. So those are just a few qualities of fire. I'm just giving you an example on how we know what fire is. So if you are a fire element person, then we know that fire element people, they are very spontaneous. They need to be inspired. They're people. Okay, there, I think I'm on the right track now. Okay, we know that earth is a very slow-moving energy. We know that it's very supportive, it's very grounded, and so are some people. They need to help other people. They need to support other people. They need to make sure everybody's okay. Okay, so that's another type of element. Okay, and then metal is very it's an energy of drawing in. So it's about really a lot of detail. It's about structure. It's about making sure that things are done right, making sure things are done safely, and it's detail oriented. So if you are that energy, again, that is going to be your element. And I'll talk about what those look like in a second here. Water element people, or water element, need to go with the flow. They need to adapt. They need to be able to move, right? Or they'll get stuck. They'll feel stuck. And they're very creative and they're very mysterious. And so if that's your energy, then that's the element that you need to be in. Okay, moving on. Wood element. Wood element people are, what do I say about wood? I love wood. Wood is very task-oriented. They are visionaries. They are our managers. They hate detail. They need to get there fast. And the good thing about them is that they are task-oriented. So they're the ones that are going to get things done. So if that's your element, again, that's what you need to be in. So as you can see, all of these energies, or these elemental energies, they move a certain way. And when you move a certain way, then when you are in an element or an environment that moves that way as well, that's when you can say, all right, I'm in my element. So if I am a fire, right, a fire element person, if that's sort of my dominant quality, I need to be with people. I need to be inspiring. I need to inspire others. I need to be spontaneous, and I need to, be able to jump around and have ideas. If I'm an earth, I need to support people. I want to make sure everyone's okay. Maybe I'm going to be in human resources. If I'm a metal, I love detail. So maybe give me the proofreading, give me the rules and the regulations, and let me write the programs, right? If I'm a creative, then I'm a water element. I need to go with the flow. I don't want to be rushed. I want to be creative. I want to be mysterious, right? If I'm a wood element, give me a managerial role. Don't give me details. I will go postal. Okay, so those are the 5 elements. So think about that. Okay, the next E is going to be environment. Do you like to work inside? Do you like to work outside? For me, I like to work inside, unless it's sunny outside, then I like to work outside. I like to work where it's warm. I do not like to be cold. So do not put me in an air-conditioned room and expect me to be productive, right? I like to travel. So maybe, that's why I like to teach yoga abroad, because I like to travel when I'm working. I like to, I don't like desk jobs, I know that. I love to be creative. So I like to be in an environment where I don't have to be rushed. I don't want to be, told what to do all the time. I don't necessarily work well with others. So that is my environment. And so think about what yours is. The next one is going to be energy. Okay, do you like high, fast pace, or do you like to be a little bit slower and take things a little bit slower? So water element, for example, they need to go with the flow and not be rushed. So what is your energy? Do you like it loud? Do you like it quiet? Do you like it fast? Do you like it slow? What is it? Okay, so those are the 3 E's. Now, I want to get to the next part, and this part here is huge. All right, it's called beliefs, and you're probably thinking, okay, whatever, like beliefs, what about them? We all have beliefs, and we all have values. So if you think about what are some of your most important values in life, right? It could be a religion. It could be, you always treat others, the way that you want to be treated. Whatever, these beliefs or these values that you've been taught and that you've taken on will be so ingrained in you that when somebody tries to tell you anything different, you'll just be like, no, that's not the way it is. This is my value. This is my belief. Now, separating the two, you need to understand that we have a certain belief pot, I guess you could say, or, a bowl of beliefs that, we live by, but they're not always ours. So how do you know if your belief is yours or if it's somebody else's? And it's usually going to be your parents or your teachers or somebody that's raised you. If you say, do, feel, think something, and it just doesn't feel right in your body, then it's probably not your belief. And I'll give you an example. If you said, okay, you know what, I just came out of a relationship and I'm gonna get into another one, but I know that it's wrong, stop. If it doesn't feel right and you're like, I know that it's wrong, but I'm gonna do it anyway, okay, then it's probably not your belief. Because if it really was your true value, you wouldn't do it because it wouldn't feel right. But if you're saying it, but it doesn't feel right, then there's a problem. So what I always say is, what you feel, what you say, what you think, and what you do, they all have to be in line. Otherwise, you're not living in harmony and you're not living by your own truth and your own belief. Usually, we'll say it, we'll do it, we'll think it, we just don't feel it. Okay, so every time you do something, say something, think something, ask yourself, how do I feel about it? Because really, a lot of times your heart is going to give you the right answer, okay? So check in and find out, what is my belief? Do you think you have to work a 9-to-5 job? Do you think you have to have pension? Because those are all things that I believed. Do you believe that you can't do what you love and make a lot of money? Do you believe that, money is the root of all evil? Do you believe that, love can't be trusted? Do you believe that this world isn't safe? Do you believe that, you will never be skinny because you've always been told that you have fat genes. Like, what is it that you believe that doesn't feel right in your body? Get rid of those, okay? You need to clear those out, because those are the things, the resistances, that are going to stop you from being your true, authentic self, okay? The next thing I want you to think about is staying small, all right? We have this tendency that as we start to grow, as we start to evolve and become who we want to become, we have all these other people around us that are still sort of back where we, are coming from. And it's sort of like this crab effect. They reach up and they grab you as you try to, grow, and they pull you back down because they're like, no, you stay down here with me. It's sort of like if you put a bunch of crabs in a bowl and one starts to get out and the others pull them back down. We never want to stay small in order to make anybody else feel good. That is really not going to serve you in any way, shape, or form. So as you grow, just know that there's certain people in your circle that are going to fall away, and that's totally okay. Eventually, they may follow. You have to be okay with knowing that you need to keep growing. And whoever the people are that surround you in your circle, usually the top 5, are going to be your average. So what do you want to be? Look around and see who you are surrounding yourself. Do you want to be the top average, an average of these people? And if you need to change your circle, you need to change your circle. Okay, so growth means not to stay in one place. It means to keep moving, to keep growing, to not stay stuck, to change direction and be okay with it. And that's not going to be comfortable. Change is never comfortable. And your comfort zone, it's a beautiful place, but nothing grows there. So just know that. If you want to grow and you want to evolve, you have to be a little bit uncomfortable, because uncomfortable is the excitation that is going to help you be able to be in that flow state. Okay, so let's break this down. Okay, so if you want to think about what is it that you need to do in order to be in flow, flow is high skill, high challenge. Okay, so whatever it is that you're doing, it requires a lot of skill and a lot of challenge. That is going to keep you in the flow state. Okay, so that's the highest level. So let's look at the other 3. Well, there's more than 3, but we're going to look at 4 in total. The next one is control. So whatever it is that you're doing, if you're in control, you're going to require medium skill and a medium challenge. So that's really not that bad, right? A medium skill, medium challenge. We're in control. We can handle that. If you are aroused, right, arousal is going to be a high challenge, but a medium skill. Okay, high challenge, medium skill equals arousal. The 4th is anxiety. Anxiety is a high challenge and a low skill. Do you see the difference? Okay, so what we want is high skill, high challenge. So you can play around with some of these different ones just to kind of see how they feel. Now, here's a question for you. If I was to give you 100 hours to be able to put towards something that you're really good at, think about that. I'm going to give you 100 hours, and you can use those 100 hours to grow yourself in an area that you're really good at. What are 3 things that you're great at? Okay, I want you to think about that. Maybe take a moment, maybe even pause this video and ask yourself, what are those 3 things? Because you might be surprised. Those are the things that you need to concentrate on. Those are the things that are going to get you into flow. Okay? Now, I want you to understand that creativity is different than brainstorming, right? When we sit down and we get a group of people together and we brainstorm, that's not flow. That's really, it's technical. It's brain work. And flow state comes from within. Flow state is creative. It's about connecting things. It's about sitting down and letting one moment connect to the next, to the next, to the next. When you're building something, creating something, when I sit down and make jewelry, I don't always know what the end product is going to look like. I let my mood and I let my flow and my energy and my personality pour into it. And at the end, it's like, whoa, that is really cool. That's me. That's a piece of me. That's my creation, right? We don't want to take it from here. we want to have an intention from here, and we want to have a passion from here, and then we want to allow ourselves and our flow state to take us wherever it goes. It's beautiful. Okay, flow state is rare. It is because we are interconnected as a world, right? We are so disconnected from ourselves, and we don't stick around long enough to really understand what flow feels like. You know, we want everything now, and we want it delivered to our doorstep. We don't allow ourselves to just, you know, follow through and see what happens. We need to spend more time and energy with ourselves. We give ourselves the time, right? But we don't give ourselves the energy. And we also don't do that for other people. We, you know, spend an hour having lunch with somebody, but then we're on our phones, or we're looking at email, or we're thinking about something else, or talking about something else. No, give yourself 100%. And flow state, when you're in that, you don't have to think about it. You just automatically are in that state. You're giving yourself that energy. So whatever it is that you love to do is what's going to help you get there. So like I said earlier, many large companies right now are trying to create it. They're trying to develop a flow state within their organization for their employees so that they're getting more bang for their buck, right? What is it that they love to do? How can I give my employee a task that they're good at, that is their energy, their element, and their environment, so that they don't have to think about what time is it? When is this going to be over? What am I going to have for dinner? Where am I going to go for vacation? No, you want your employees to be able to give 100% to you so that, you know, you can really, you know, have a good product at the end, or have good service at the end, or really, you know, get a good money's worth from your employee, right? And from yourself as well. It's really important to have these 3 E's in order to thrive. Otherwise, you're going against the grain. You're going against the flow. You're living in resistance. And, you know, investing in your flow state, investing it in, you know, what it is that you really love to do is really exciting, because it allows you to be a human being rather than a human doing. And really, that's what we are all really trying hard to accomplish these days, is we're trying to be. We're trying to be happy. We're trying to be prosperous. We're trying to be wealthy, but not just in a money state, in a feeling state, right? A lot of us feel like we are looking for wealth, but wealth is not about money. It's not about things. It's about something more. It's something greater. It's a feeling, right? It's gratitude. It's happiness. So I want to talk about, lastly here, you know, what are some of the words that you could describe as flow? And when it comes to your mind, when you think of that, I want you to think about, you know, what comes to your mind when it comes to flow state. And I'm going to just read out some of the different things that I have been, you know, sort of accomplishing or accumulating and hearing from other people. Things like, words like absorbed, okay? So I'm going to just describe, like, what is flow state? And I want you to either write this down or, you know, come up with your own, but things like absorbed. You're absorbed in what you're doing. A higher state of consciousness was another one. Completely connected. I love that one. Completely immersed. Deep enjoyment. Space of bliss. Routine tasks have more meaning. Athletes and artists are always in their flow state because they're doing what they love. It's a state of awe. It's being in the moment. It's confident. It's no hunger, no pain, no stress. Some describe it as ecstasy. And it's healing. And it's the route to your purpose. And I will post these as well so that you have them. Okay, so, this is so much. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. So for these stages of life purpose and flow state, you have to respect that in order to have it, right, you really have to do the work. So do the life purpose meditation. Sit down and really, you know, watch this video over and over again until you really understand really how to accumulate and accomplish the flow. The next thing is that you really have to have gratitude. So whatever it is that you currently have, even if it's a job that you don't like, you have to have gratitude for what you have in order to be able to have more, right? So without being disgruntled or upset with where you are now or what you have now, just know that what you have now is going to help you get what you want later. So that flow state is going to be there much better if you can have gratitude for where you are now. If your current job doesn't allow you to have flow, then see if there's a way that you can bring flow into your job. Okay. Again, finding a way to bring flow into your job that you currently have. So I used to, do that by, bringing in. I used to do web design work on the side of my government job desk, right? So that was just my way of doing something that I loved when I was doing something that maybe I didn't really love that much. And how many people do you know or do you think are really happy in this world? And the statistics are going to blow your mind, because studies show that only 30% of people say that they're happy. But since 1956, income has gone up, but happiness has not. So as you can see, happiness really does come from within. Okay, so when you do the life purpose meditation, really give yourself a lot of time to really feel it and to do it. But if for some reason you're still not getting, the answer, and I've had people that have said to me, I got nothing, right? Then I want you to do this. I want you to ask your peers, okay, what they value about you. What is the value that you bring to their life? I want you to ask your coworkers and your boss, what skill are you good at? And I want you to ask your family, what do they love about you the most, right? Your gifts are, the thing that the universe has given you. It's the thing that you were put here to do. And you have to find out what it is. And then when you do, you have to share it, okay? None of this, I'm not ready or I'm not good enough or what will people say, right? Because that gift has been given to you to share. And if you don't share it, well, that's just selfish. So it's really important that you find out what that is. The secret to perfect timing or being creative and making decisions is, you need to be more productive. You need to be more impactful. You need to really hone in on whatever those skills are, and to make sure that you're always doing it. Okay. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this life coaching session, this energy medicine session, and please feel free to comment. Let me know what you thought. Is there anything else that you want to talk about in these sessions that maybe I haven't thought of? And this is for you. This is your time. So let me know. And for now, have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon.